Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Very quick compared to my normal videos, are much longer apart, but I did just pick up this Capcom Legacy cabinet. It went on sale because they just announced a couple new ones, and I decided to pick this one up because of the games that are on my Final Fight cabinet, which I'll be giving to a friend of mine. Ghosts and Goblins is one of my top games that I like about that. And that is on this one. However, on the new one that they just announced, it does not have that. At least I believe that's the case. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But this one has the Street Fighter games, which I figured I'd pick up because I don't have any ones with Street Fighter right now. I expect this to be very similar to the Midway Legacy in terms of the way you put it together, the way it looks. For the most part, it's very, very similar, if not exactly the same in terms of the overall profile of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it together, unbox it here for you. So I'll have time codes for unboxing, time codes for the review at the end, but I expect the review to be similar to the Midway Legacy, but I'll go over everything specific to this cabinet just so you don't have to watch that video if you don't want to. So please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on my channel. If you want to help me out and you're not subscribed already, please do so. As of the filming of this, I'm at about 730. So got a little over 250 to go. So help me reach my goal and get to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much, and now we'll unbox it. Alright everyone, I am finished assembling this. It wasn't too bad. It was identical to the Mortal Kombat 2, or the Midway Classic, I should say, or Midway Legacy. It was identical to that. So the pieces that I find a little bit more difficult in these newer ones, as well as my Dragon's Lair, is this front piece that just kind of floats as you try to put this top back, you know, the second side on, to get that to line up. And as always, lining up these tops are usually a little difficult. So I think it looks pretty cool. It is the original Street Fighter 2 design. The one I'm used to playing in the arcade, the very first time I ever played it, was the Championship Edition. So it already had the boss characters as playable, and that'll probably be the one I mostly play, and versus even the newer ones than that. I never really got into them too much. But really the 4 games that are on the Final Fight currently, and then the other ones. One thing I did notice is at my height, which is 5'10", if I stand close enough to play it, the top of the screen gets cut off right around here. So I lose a little bit of the top of the screen standing in front of it. So I did already purchase these furniture risers, which I will leave a link to my video where I talk about those, because I talked about putting those on my Midway Legacy, and they're just hard plastic. I don't know if you can hear that, and they kind of have these rubbery bottoms, so they go fine on my fake hardwood floors. One thing I did want to show you around back here that I noticed on this, and I've seen people talk about this a little bit on some of their other ones. Let me get my flashlight on my phone so I can kind of show you. Don't know if you could see that very well, but you could see where the black was like ripped off, the actual laminate or whatever it is, and they just took a marker or a paint of some sort. Doesn't matter too much because it is especially on the back, but I could see where that would be a little bit annoying if it was on the front or anything. Also, they did give you both options, the bat tops as well as the round balls. So the bat tops came on the Street Fighter 2 one, I believe, and then the round balls do come on the original Final Fight. So I guess it kind of depends maybe what you're going to play more. I think the bat tops are fine for playing the non-Street Fighter games as well. Not going to make too much of a difference for me. So those are what I put on and what I will be using. So I'm going to dim these lights that I have blasted in my face here, and I'll turn it on and we'll go from there. So there you go. You can see the light up marquee. It looks worse on camera than it does in person, but it is kind of that washed out look of all of their you know, light up marquees that I've seen on all the cabinets, with the exception of the Dragon's Lair, which looks better. So, but it's sufficient, you know, for a light up marquee. Depends how professional you want things to look. So we do have the Street Fighter games. You got 6 of them. So the original Street Fighter is on here as well. I haven't played that in a long, long time. I remember playing that like just a couple times, so I really don't even remember it. Championship Edition, the one I mainly played. The non-champion, which has a couple less characters. Then there was the new Challengers, Turbo, Ultimate, and Turbo, which I've played but very little of. Darkstalkers, which I believe is a console game, if I'm not mistaken. Fighting game as well. Strider, Ghosts and Goblins, 1944, and Final Fight, all on the Final Fight cab. Then Commando is kind of the one extra bonus game you wind up getting versus, I mean, I think maybe Darkstalkers too, but versus combining the Street Fighter cab and this one, you get a couple extra Street Fighters, Darkstalkers, and Commando. So looks like if you press 2 players, you go into settings. So let's see what kind of settings we got. Perfect. Difficulty, demo signs, scan lines. Let's turn some scan lines on. Save and exit. Perfect. 2 players to go back. Let's do Championship Edition. Perfect. Actually. I'm going to turn scan lines on and see if they look good or horrible. Perfect. Let's give it a go. Let's load it up. scan lines don't look too bad. The Midway one I think looks pretty good. Outrun looks pretty good. All the ones I've seen, I forget, there was one recent one I thought I saw that looked horrible online, but volume's decent. It is stereo, which if I remember correctly in some reviews, the original was not stereo. So let's give it a go. See if I can avoid getting in the way of the camera, just to kind of demo real quick. Been forever since I played Street Fighter. Short game. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played it. I don't know, buttons are fine for me as far as my level of how much I really care about this being arcade perfect, because I know it's not going to be. I don't remember in the arcade if the Street Fighter buttons were the clicky buttons or not. These are definitely not. I know my real Mortal Kombat has the clicky buttons, the half buttons. So let's give another game. Let's give Commando a try. That one is definitely not on any of the cabinets. So it does behave just like the Midway Legacy, where when you try to exit the games, it gives you options to pause or reset or quit. So that's kind of cool. Commando, I don't know if I've played this since the arcade, way back in the day. It is cool. They kind of put some graphics on the side. That's the same way they do on like Wrestle War, I think it is, on the Golden Axe cabinet. I don't remember if this was a standard control set or if this had a special controller like Ikari Warriors. I don't remember at all. It's been so long. But it is cool to have this game. I just remember playing this in the arcades quite a bit. Not being good at it, of course, because it just was a quarter muncher, like a lot of these games are. Let's see if I can free this guy. Nope, guess not. Nope. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's back out of here. I wonder what settings Ghosts and Goblins has. So Ghosts and Goblins on the Final Fight, there are no settings on any of the games on Final Fight. And I don't think the original Street Fighter either. So this is definitely cool. Difficulty easy is definitely going to be something you want to put Ghosts and Goblins on. And like as many lives as possible. These scan lines. Let's give Ghosts and Goblins a quick try. Just see if it's any different than the Ghosts and Goblins cab. I don't know what the difficulty difference makes, because I've always just played this, with the exception of like the Nintendo version, played the arcade. I don't even know, what the arcade owners had it set to. Technically, you can use different buttons to jump or kick. You're not limited to two specific ones. There's a couple that you can choose for jump or, not kick, but shoot. So, very cool. Let's check out Darkstalkers, since I don't think that's an arcade game. Just kind of to see what it looks like. It says free play, so it must have been an arcade game. I'm just not familiar with any arcades. Not familiar with it on consoles either, so I never played Darkstalkers at all. But if it was a console game, obviously I don't think it would say free play. So let's see. Pretty cool. Kind of one of those newer fighting games, at least newer compared to Street Fighter 2 original. I have no idea how to play this, so I'm not going to even try. But give you my final thoughts, essentially. I think it was a worthy or worthwhile upgrade for me to go from the Final Fight cabinet to this one for the price I paid. I got it from QVC on sale. I'm going to be giving my Final Fight to my friend who gave me the TurboGrafx 16 I have in the room. Bunch of games. He definitely gave me much more worthwhile of console games than what it cost me for the Final Fight or even for this. So to pay him back in that way is pretty cool. And his kids will definitely enjoy playing those games. So I think it's a decent cabinet. There is the new Street Fighter that's coming out, which has pretty much all these same games. One or two are different, but Ghosts and Goblins is not on it. And that was definitely one game I wanted to make sure I had. So that's, you know, one reason I said, okay, this one's probably going out of stock soon. You know, you're not going to see it anymore with the new one coming out, so I might as well get it. So I think it's pretty good. I'm going to put the furniture risers on it to bring it up height a little bit more and replace my Final Fight. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like I said in the beginning. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. And I will have a new arcade room tour going up. It's been over a year, and I've made at least 3 or 4 different changes in the arcade room that I will show you guys about. And I'll post the link to the video for the furniture risers in this as well, so you can check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.